Hello, my lovelies. I hope that you're enjoying the feel-good music that is playing in the background that I selected specifically for this video because it's a tiny bit of a story time with this one. So, sorry if it doesn't seem very coherent. As you know, I am trying to interact on social media less in order for me to not push myself into unnecessary drama. By the way, hello Echo, I am in my new place. This place is still very echoey for I have very little furniture, so sorry about that. In order not to push myself into unnecessary drama, I have tried to exclude myself from any very dramatic circles that I can because, well, the only way to win an internet drama is to not participate in it. To begin with, for you're not gonna change other people's opinions, so what the hell are you doing? But apparently Myrta has not taken her own advice very well in order to replace the constant video game based bickering that I had on my wall. I replaced it with mostly folklore and literature people, writers, creators, people that think, people that photograph, and unfortunately a lot of these people tend to run in, let's just say, PhD, university, life sciences circles, which nothing wrong with those circles except that they do tend to sometimes get very political and very mean. Let's just say it like that. And I try to ignore it, for it's not my business. I try to ignore it and then I can't. And then when I can't, I stand there being really bothered by it for a whole day straight, thinking what has happened to the society that we live in and our ability to relate to one another. Anyways, this whole rant, I'm very sorry, was triggered by a woman asking white people whether they refuse to talk in talks based on how much diversity there is on the roster. And the point that I made is that isn't it up to the talk organizer to decide what goes on said roster, and other people shouldn't be held to the standard of having to refuse their life income based on the color of their skin and the color of the skin of other talkers. Well, that went down the drain really fast. Really fast, for I am of a pale shade, therefore I must have no voice and must not express my opinions, and I try to because there is absolutely no winning here. For you see, I look at people's profiles and I am engaging with educated people of various shapes and sizes that are obviously living the middle-class lifestyle with well-paid jobs that my bachelor's ass will never have access to. And there are experiences in my life that I only got to experience because of the nationality on my passport, or the fact that I am currently working for $6 an hour because I am hired as a Lithuanian and not as a person. And when I am carrying these life experiences and I see a woman whose skin tone looks the exact same as mine, but she identifies herself as of indigenous and African descent, that will then look at me and tell me that I have obviously not walked in her shoes, which is completely fair, and therefore I should shut up and give my platform to less privileged minorities that don't have as much of a chance to speak. just because of the color of my skin, I realized that the only way that this argument can ever go is if you get dragged into playing what I would like to call Oppression Olympics. Well, it might be a very easy game to play to begin with. It begins with you trying to prove that my life is shittier than thou. That is the basis of Oppression Olympics. But then they will start pulling in other people based on that one aspect of their person that they identify with the most, and then they try and lump you with as large group of people as possible to then go, your collective lives ain't more shittier than our collective lives, therefore thou loseth and I winneth. And that is just a really horrible loop to go to, because when you come into a room full of people that never want to have a conversation with you based on any intrinsic trait that you carry, be it your skin color or your nationality, and it's just not gonna ever go well. They're absolutely convinced that they're right, and nothing that you will do will make them get off from their high horse, where they believe themselves to be the victim of circumstance, no matter what are the achievements that they have achieved in life. We are the sum of all of the actions that happen to us, and there are just so many people stuck in that cyclical thinking of, my life is shittier than thou, therefore, that the only way to win is to not participate. And even as I discuss these tiny bits of things that have happened to me, for I am not gonna be disclosing all of them, I'm not gonna disclose all of them. I have to admit that living to my best ability, I am not having the worst life. I know a lot of people that are a lot worse off. I worked quite hard to be where I am, and I have experienced quite a lot. My experiences range anywhere from bad experiences due to my nationality to bad experiences due to my health to good experiences due to the people that choose to surround me. I carry so much memories, and I am so complex as a human being that my utmost desire would be for us to be able to sit down and for me to show you and share my experiences, and for you to do this back without this being some sort of odd competition, so that we can understand just how many things we have in common. I would love to debate your opinions on things where we differ, and I love trying to understand other people's viewpoints, but oftentimes I am not allowed to, for Oppression Olympics are not about you trying to understand other people's lives and viewpoints and feeling empathy for them and for trying to understand the human condition and all. Oppression Olympics are for trying to win based on an intrinsic quality of yourself that you yourself have deemed to be inferior to other people, that you then are advertising, saying, look how inferior I am, feel pity for me, and therefore give me things. To sum up, don't approach these people with a 10-foot fall. When somebody is in a position where they can turn away job opportunities due to lack of diversion on the roster and have the audacity to tell other people that they should not have a space to share their voice, for there are other more voiceless people behind them waiting for that space. In their opinion, the only way you can win against this kind of person is to turn away and walk away and not engage. For that is their viewpoint and that is their worldview, and they are so ingrained in this worldview that you will never not be othered around them. They will immediately recognize and act to you as if you're other, based on your superficial qualities and not the qualities that you have as a human being. And I made the mistake of engaging with that even for the tiniest amount of time, and it cost me nerves and it cost me thinking time, and that thinking time could have been dedicated to much better, healthier things. And that's kind of what social media does to us. That's why I'm trying to follow people that do, that write, that create, that take photographs, that show art, that show what was, that show what is, that like history, that like clothes. I like to follow people with passion. And unfortunately, that passion sometimes crosses into categories that make me understand that that person would hate me on the basis of the color of my skin. And then I have to leave them and I have to stop following them. For if I open my mouth, they immediately do block me. Therefore, I get to follow the beauty of the world from the shadows and observe it as it is happening. For the creators of the beauty would never engage with me as a person. And it is sometimes a sad feeling. But then I remember that there's as many opinions and as many viewpoints as there are people. And I end up attracting the kind of people that I like eventually, that do engage with me and that do send me messages and that I have wonderful conversations with. And I am very thankful for having them. I am very thankful for having them. So don't approach that with a 10-foot pole. But there is no point. You will just waste your time and waste your breath and waste your enemy. Waste your enemies? Oh, that would be great. No, waste your energy. Do not approach that with a 10-foot pole. For these kind of people, they do not care and you don't matter. You don't matter to them and you will never do matter to them. They don't want to know you. Therefore, don't want to know them back. Just whenever you see that, move them away and move on, because no matter how much you're gonna fight their bubble will never accept you and they will never leave their bubble. So bubble yourself with positivity, because what else can you do? So thank you for watching my rant. I fully blame social media and probably a lot of real issues that are being hidden by completely pointless little debates that the society started spinning on having, such as, you know, how all of us need to have several jobs, or how we can't afford having basic life. Like, those get completely pushed aside, and whenever that comes up to the forefront, media will start spinning us versus them narratives, and then little bubbles, they will bubble down and they will go back into trying to analyze such questions of, hey, you white person, how dare you not saying no to that speaking opportunity because of lack diversity on the roster. So yeah, it is what it is. And you probably are gonna be a lot healthier when you just learn not to engage with it. And obviously, I am still learning. So, thank you for all of you for letting me make these kinda worldly rant videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'm gonna see you the next time. Promise to try and make more videos. I mean, I have moved, I just haven't purchased a lot of furniture yet. So yeah, thank you, and see you next time.